March 1st, 1988. I want you to know that I think of you day and night, and I hope you're doing the same. I love you with all of my heart. I want you to know that.
First wedding was in my mom's living room.
In a very small crowd.
In a very small house. So we're so thankful to have our friends here with us today. Big wedding party and something we never expected, but we thank God that it's happening.
It's so amazing what God can bring you through. There were many days that I did not know whether I could ever be free again, nor whether we would ever reconnect.
We're making good memories now. A chance to make a new life for ourselves.
January the 5th, 22, opened my eyes this side of eternity, and there you were. I began to thank God for the blessing of your presence in my life.
I always felt like that it would happen, you know. I just felt like one day that truth would prevail. Constant prayers to be here and to see it all actually happening.
I always thought about the will of God in my life, and so I didn't know exactly what the will of God was other than me serving Him, you know, and that's what I tried to do throughout my incarceration, to serve God.
I knew the day was gonna come if he was released. They've been together and loved each other for so many years. I knew that the wedding day would come.
I told her it was going to be challenging, but she never gave up, and I'm glad she never gave up.
Ready for it to, ready for the vows to be made and on with life.
From the barbershops of Cofield to the chaplain of First Baptist, you know, God has done a remarkable thing, and so we here 110%. So congratulations, Ben Spencer, on your day today.
December the 21st, 21. There's just 20 days left before we become Mr. and Mrs. Spencer again. I truly pray that we will develop the best relationship ever. I love and adore you, even when you're having a bad day. God bless us.
We just hope our wedding is God-centered. It's pleasing to God.
God has brought us back together for a reason. I have never stopped seeing you as my wife. I would like to do it right this time. I want us to be surrounded by family and friends. Would you marry me?
We are so excited. I mean, none of us knew all this had been going on for 34 years. I've known Dee Dee for 14. We had no idea what a godly woman she is to stand by him all these years, and it's just really exciting to be here.
I don't think I've ever witnessed anything like this. Over 34, actually now 35 years ago, you two fell in love and were married. Just a couple of months, and life would change radically for both of you. Ben, incarcerated for a crime you did not commit. Debra, expecting a child, yours and Ben's, yet separated from the love of your life. And then 34 years of waiting, and waiting.
I, Benjamin Spencer.
Hi, Debra Spencer.
Take you, Debra Spencer.
To be my lawfully wedded wife.
To be my lawfully wedded wife.
To be my lawfully wedded husband.
To be my lawfully wedded husband.
to have and to hold
to have and to hold
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
for better, for worse,
for better, for worse,
for richer, for poorer,
for richer, for poorer,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
to love and to cherish,
to love and to cherish,
for as long as we both shall live.
for as long as we both shall live.
This is my solemn vow.
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 Deborah, I give you this ring
Deborah, I give you this ring
as a symbol of my love,
as a symbol of my love
with this pledge
with this pledge
to love you today,
to love you today,
tomorrow,
tomorrow,
and forever
and forever
by God's grace.
by God's grace.
You know, Dee Dee, here's
Having trouble.
an example of a couple working to overcome an obstacle. Benjamin, I give you this ring
Benjamin, I give you this ring
as a symbol of my love
as a symbol of my love.
with this pledge
This pledge
to love you today,
to love you today,
to love you
to
tomorrow,
love you tomorrow,
and forever
and forever
by God's
by
grace.
God's grace.
Insomuch as Deborah and Benjamin have consented together in holy matrimony and have witnessed the same before God and each of you, having given and pledged their love and faith to each other, having shown this by the giving and receiving of rings, by the power given me by the state of Texas and as a minister of the gospel of Christ, I pronounce you husband and wife. Wait a minute, there's one more thing. Now, if you'd like, you can seal those promises you've made with a kiss. Love is patient and kind. Love's not jealous or boastful or proud or rude. It does not demand its own way. It's not irritable, and it keeps no record of being wrong. It does not rejoice about injustice, but rejoices whenever the truth wins out. Love never gives up, never loses faith, is always hopeful, and endures through every circumstance. Three things will last forever: faith, hope, and love. The greatest of these is love.
So it's time for the toast, and as the matron of honor, I get the honor of giving a toast. So most of y'all know, but for whoever doesn't know, I'm Laurie, otherwise known as Dee Dee's twin. I've known Dee Dee for about 9 years. I like to say that she came as a package deal when I married Ken, because she and Ken were good friends. So I got a really good deal in that whole thing. For quite a while, I shared Ken with her, and we were sister wives. But now it's time to go ahead and pass her on to Ben. So she's yours now. Time to get your family going. As most of you know, Dee Dee's pretty popular. She has such a loving heart and a true gift of making others feel special, which is why so many people are gathered here today. It is a really special gift she has, and we all know that. But what some of you may not know is that Dee Dee's really a very private person. I learned the reason for that a few years ago when she shared Ben's story with me. She had lived most of her adult life keeping that to herself, except for just a trusted few people. But over those 34 years, she worked really hard, and she was able to provide a really good life for her and for her son, BJ. And she really is one of the strongest people I know. Through it all, both Dee Dee and Ben never lost their faith that he would be released and that this day would happen. Their greatest prayer was answered, and today, on the 35th anniversary of their original wedding, we celebrate the restoration of their family. We pray that, like Job, God would restore what you lost twice over, except for children, because ain't nobody got time for that. No more children. But you can have some goats or camels or something like that, but no children. I love you both. I'm so blessed to be a part of your day. Dee Dee, you may have not gotten a new name, which you wanted, but your new life is just beginning. Congratulations on the first day of the rest of your lives. I love you. What?
I love you.
I love you.
Okay, my name is William Jackson, and I spent time in with Ben and met Ben in 1990 or 91, somewhere in there, and got to learn his story. At first, I was skeptical that he was an innocent man behind bars, but I became to know him, and my story kind of like goes in with his story. I was kind of like a part of him finding out kind of who was responsible or particularly may be responsible for what he was in there for. So Ben and I became like brothers. I couldn't believe when I really found out and come to the belief that Ben was innocent, an innocent guy. It blew me away because I wasn't an innocent man. I was guilty. And to run into a person like Ben and to befriend a person like Ben, he was everything that I ever wanted to be. I used to tell him, I don't see how you do it. I don't see how you make it. I don't see how you're not bitter. It was something else. My heart went out to him, and in every way that I could, I wanted to protect this guy that was my brother. In every way, I wanted to protect him, protect his dignity. You talking about courage that I had never witnessed in my life. People that were there, when they saw me, they saw him. When they saw him, they saw me. He made it better for me. His love, the love that we shared, it kept me. We talk about the love of God and being shared there with me, and it was actually the true love of God that stepped inside of prison and loved me.
Amen.
Through being. I was shown that love that we speak about, that we talk about. I loved him with all my heart, with all my soul. I loved him. He was a beautiful guy. And every day that we were there, I heard for him. You know, we was together every single day. Every single day. And in 1999, I was released. And I want to share this short story. Ben and I used to work out. And he would make it to the weight room first, and he would get all of the equipment that we would work out with. And I was going to be released the next day. And I came into the weight room, and I was all pumped up, and I was ready to work out because I was going to be released the next day. I was happy. And I go in there, and I'm looking for Ben, and I can't find him anywhere. And I see him way over in the basketball part of the gym, sitting way over in a corner. And I go over there, and I'm like, way back, I was like, what's up, man? And he waves at me to come over toward him. And I was like, I go over there and I say, why you ain't got the stuff? Why you ain't supposed to be working out? And he says to me, man, you go home tomorrow. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. that the brother that I loved, the guy that was innocent, that I was going to leave him, that I had served my time for a crime that I committed, and that he was going to be left behind for a crime that he did it. It was the saddest and happiest day of my life. I can't even begin to tell him. He knows how much I love him, what I think of him. He's an awesome, awesome guy. I thank God for him. I thank God for this church, for this community that has embraced him. I come and I see all of this love, the love of God, and he's deserving of it because it's the same love that he showed me over 30 years ago. And it's amazing. It's amazing. We lived together. We shared together. We ate together. We done virtually everything together. But one day I left. And I remember looking at that unit as I was on the bus and it was pulling off. And it's like I could see through the walls of that prison and see him sitting there with his head down. But when I was walking out, he had his head up. And he still had his head up high. He never gave up hope. His hope was rooted and grounded in the Word and in God. And Ben, I am so happy today. I'm so proud of you. You made me a better man. I'm not the only one, but you have come into many of the guys' lives down there, and you have made us better. Thank you for your journey. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you. I pray that the countenance of God shine upon your union and give you peace and joy. God be with you now and forevermore.